hello. Merry Christmas from me to you and season's greetings. And I hope you're having a good start to the holiday week. I just wanted to stop in and say that to everybody and thank them for stopping in on my brand new channel. My name is Angie and my channel name is Angie's Crafting with Diamonds on YouTube and Instagram. And I don't know, I was out today doing some shopping and I just came home and I just thought, I just feel like doing a whip and chat. There's been a lot going on with me in the last 24 hours. And I was watching some of the creators, the more established creators today, talking about being alone at Christmas. And I think you can be lonely without being alone at Christmas too. I know that I've had a lot of changes in my family recently, and we used to have really big parties. Like when I was a kid, there would be 25, 30 people at dinner. Now we're down to 5 people at dinner. 5 people who I love dearly and are very important to me. But I think there's something to be said for those large changes, don't you? So today I was out and about, and we've here in Vancouver, in the Vancouver area, have had a huge winter storm, which I think affected a lot of North America. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I was in the Safeway and I saw all these single, I'm not going to call them elderly, but likely single older people out shopping. And some of them were fuss potting over which individual piece of dessert to buy. And I just thought that was kind of sad. Because that meant that those people were alone for Christmas. And I thought, geez, nobody needs to be alone. So I thought I would pop out a quick little hello, Merry Christmas from me to you. Just to let people know they really aren't alone. Yeah, so I just thought, reflection is a good thing at this time of year. Where you are, how you can impact others. And I really think a little kindness goes a long way. And I'm having my coffee with Bailey's in my snowman mug. Delicious. Would you like some? Isn't it nice? Looks good, huh? I had to stir it up a little bit. The whipped cream is starting to melt. Such a cute mug. I can't quite show it. Anyway. Yeah. So we're back now from shopping. I just thought everybody seems to be checking in with people to see how they're doing. And I thought, well, gee, I can check in with people and see how they're doing too. So I'm checking in with you. And I'm checking in with myself. How am I doing? How are you? Let me know in the comments. I'm here. I'm available on Instagram messaging. I am not really that busy over the next few days. Things change when your kids grow up too, especially in my situation because, well, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but my son is autistic and he is not at the same pace of development that I thought he might be by now. So it's a challenge. So self-reflection, adjusting expectations, right? What's realistic, what's possible. I mean, I think there's lots of things that are still possible and we're not at any point where we've given up. To I'm just going to pull this across a little bit so I can do those ABs. So for the last 24 hours, I've gone from having to work, which I think was mostly self-imposed by myself, all next week, to suddenly figuring out and giving myself boundaries to not work, because my value has always been around how hard I work. And at the last minute, have decided that I am going to at least take Monday and Tuesday off. I worked yesterday like a crazy person. And yeah, I might do some work that benefits my situation strategically, but I'm not going to be answering any emails or actively monitoring situations on those days. Yeah, so now I'm suddenly sitting here going, oh my gosh, it's Christmas and we're off work. It's like it hit me in the forehead, and I'm just going, it's Christmas tomorrow. How can it be Christmas tomorrow? Like, all the messages are there. I've been seeing all the advertisements, everyone talking about this creators, whatever it is, gathering of events, which is put on by, I guess, people who know each other in the community. And I'm just still figuring out what community is. I'm not there yet. I'm sure I will get it all sorted out in the next coming months. How that works. I guess it's just social pressures and expectations more than anything. But yeah, so maybe next year I will be a participant. I don't know. It might also depend on what my hours of availability are like with work too. So that's kind of a big commitment. I think it's a great way to spend time. I think I'll go back and I will replay them probably later next week, or later after Christmas. And then, yeah, I'm sure everybody has a unique outlook on different things. And yeah, I will join the live ones when I can. So yeah, I just wanted to say a Merry Christmas, and I hope all is well with you. So what I'm working on, I'm going to zoom this back out again. This is the Gingerbread House from Gina Jane, where I did an unboxing on it. I didn't get as far along as I thought I would. I thought this would be no problem to finish with jingle drills. I would say, if you total up everything I've covered, I'm about 50% of the way there. I'll probably have a big chunk of it done today in between. We're making cookies and things and wrapping and things because I hadn't done any of my shopping until today, and it's kind of nuts. But I think I just needed to take a minute to chill, I needed a chill minute for me, and I thought I would chill with you. And I hope that this conversation is calming for you, makes you feel less alone if you're alone, helps you to get to know me a little bit as a human being. We all are just human beings, right? I know that a lot of things on the internet are not real and all of that, but behind every YouTube channel is a human being. And every commenter on those creations as well. And I think that we would do well to remember that. One thing that did happen to me that I actually wanted to share was I had a horrifying thing happen last night. Well, a couple of horrifying things happened to me and my family. First of all, the power went out. It is below freezing here, and we had no electricity. So for 12 hours, we were here in the cold, And I was just glad that it went out after we had had dinner. And I am utterly grateful that we have a gas fireplace. You know, it's this cranky old gas fireplace that was here when we moved in. But I'm telling you, I am not sad that we have that. I think it's ugly and all that. And I actually had a guy come in and say he did some maintenance on it a little while ago. And I said, oh, should we replace it? You know, you keep having to come in and change the ignition switch and all that. And he said, nope. This is a really good fireplace. They don't make them like this anymore. And I'm like, no, they don't. They make them much prettier. But apparently, this one is like so well made, it's not going to break down. So now I have to figure out how to make this thing look so much better because it has a rose pink backsplash in ugly 80s tile on it. Just putrid. But it works. So we're grateful for it when it does. Yeah, so here we are. I'm getting into it here. The other thing that happened last night was I went to go into my little computer here, and I wanted to look at my stash list because I was thinking about, gee, should I, and I'm going to have some more coffee. Gee, should I have some coffee? Should I do a stash list, like a stash video, or should I do, I was thinking I would do a parade of my whips because I have a few whips that I'm working on, including this one. This one I'm hoping to have finished by the end of the weekend or soon. I guess I have till the end of the day on the 25th, put it in for jingle drills. I might not make that, but I'll be close. We'll see. Or I would like to do a video of my finishes because, you know, New Year's is next weekend. And I thought, geez, I could work on that while I'm off. I'm suddenly on a break. So I thought, oh, I'll take a look at how many have I actually finished. So I went to open my Excel spreadsheet and I was absolutely horrified. And I have to tell you, devastated that my file was gone. My file that I've been working on and started tracking all the crystals that I bought, all the kits that I've bought, finished, donated, destashed, etc. Diamond Painting Deutschlands, like what I ordered from them in crystals, what I ordered from who, where, when, how many, all of that. Because I'm an accountant, so I like to keep track of those things. And that, as it turns out, that information could be really handy with a channel to have that information. But yeah, the darn file is gone. And I looked. What I had was problems with some of the videos I've been doing because my computer is old and it doesn't like the large video files. So I'm struggling with that, causing all kinds of processing problems because I'm learning all this software and editing and all these things. So I decided I would go out and buy a separate hard drive. It's a SanDisk. It's a 1 terabyte SSD drive. So I thought that's perfect. I'll put all my YouTube on there. But you know, it doesn't really work that way because I guess the processor on the computer can only handle so much. And it's still processing through the machine itself. And that memory is almost full. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just go in my recycle bin and I'll empty my recycle bin on my Microsoft program. And because, you know, that should be fine. So I did that. It didn't do much because most of my stuff is my pictures and documents that are important and special to me. So I don't want to get rid of any of that. So I thought, oh, wow, I bet you the download file is really big. Why don't I get rid of that? So I got rid of that. And this was like about 3 days ago. And on the recycle bin, it says, are you sure you want to permanently delete these files? And I'm like, sure, why not? I already, you know, it's a download. What could I possibly have in my downloads? Anything I ever have to open on Microsoft that's a temporary document goes in my downloads. And I don't need those files. I don't know why. It's a pickety thing. When I open something, it goes to this temporary file and it opens it in this stupid Microsoft Edge thing, which I hate and detest. But I won't pay for Adobe, so forget that. So all the PDFs go there and they all go in downloads. So to me, that would all be anything critical would be already saved somewhere else, because I refuse to use their OneDrive thing. I think it's annoying because it pushes all my Excel workbooks into Google Sheets when I am not going to do that. Back in the day, I was an original Lotus user, Lotus 123 / key, and all the control keys on the keyboard. As it was, that was a hard enough adjustment. Anyway, we went to Excel, which was like a foreign land. That was huge when I was the company I was working for. But back to what I was saying. So I deleted that. Guess what? Guess where my Excel workbook was, which makes no sense to me how it ever got pulled across to my download folder. I never had that in a download on an external drive of any kind. And somehow, when I opened Excel and I went to open it, I just called it Diamond Art 2022 because I'm such an accountant nerd. Like, it's not fancy. But that's the way I think. I think in lists and charts and databases and that. So I went in to find it. And here I found in my link that the damn thing was linked to my download folder, which I had deleted several days earlier. So that happened at 8:30. And then my power went out at 9 o'clock, just as I was trying to recover from my devastating loss. I'm just like, what else is going to go wrong? It just wasn't my night. So then I went to bed. I gave up and went to bed because there's nothing else to do. It's dark. And of course, we didn't know the power was going to go out. So nobody had their stuff plugged in. And suddenly nobody had any internet or connections because, we could have had data, but no one had their phones charged because we weren't thinking of that because, we just got off work and got home and, you charge everything overnight. Well, guess what? We were stuck last night with nothing. And, we've only had the power go out twice in 5 years, and 2 times was in the last 6 months. So I guess we have to change our house situation, have a few more tools around to get us through those situations, and you go to bed and you think about, oh geez, what if there was an earthquake? Because we live in the earthquake zone. We would be sitting here with nothing because we're not prepared. Not even prepared for a basic power outage. So yes, that's some reflective thoughts for next year to get ready and have those things kind of, I'm not going to go being a prepper or anything, and hats off to you if you are, but that's just way too much of an investment for me, and I just think we need basics for 24 hours and that would be fine, which normally we have, but when it came to communication and things like that, we were not ready. So we need like some kind of a battery or a portable battery, which I used to have, but I think they went on a trip with somebody and didn't come back. Things like that haven't been replaced in a few years because you're just not thinking about it. It's time to take stock on those things again. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I have to rebuild all those files. And literally every diamond painting I had was in that list. And I don't know if I can go strictly off my memory to figure that out or not. I think I'm going to start with figuring out what I completed. And I could probably go back through most of my Instagram channel to figure that out. And the pile here beside my desk and my table, because I haven't hung anything up. And because I've only been diamond painting for a year, I think that I can figure out what I finished. And I know what my whips are, even the ones I've put away, because I have like a, I don't know if you've ever seen those gift wrap hangers where you can hang it in your closet and you have the rolls of like paper, gift paper, and it's like a hanger and it's got a zip, like a big zipper. I rolled up my whips and put them in there. I mean, the beads are somewhere else, or sorry, the drills are somewhere else in their cases that I have. And my Elizabeth Ward knockoff containers from AliExpress, which are the same containers that I can buy as knockoffs on Amazon because it all comes from China in the same place. Anyway, but it's cheaper to buy it directly than to pay the importer because they have to make a buck off Amazon. So I'm basically paying what they would pay from there. Long story. But yeah, so I have my whips hanging, so I can go get those. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to break it down into chunks, because if I sit down and try and just do the whole thing all at once, I might just cry, because I had lists of finishes, what events I had done, which canvases I had done in which events. Oh, no, that's a different one. Did I just put the wrong one on the wrong one? I might have. No, maybe not. Or if I did, I don't care, because it's just all brown anyways that I'm working on. This is not a mission critical kit for me. This is purely fun. Gingerbread house can be so many different colors. Is it going to matter? And yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But that takes away from all the time I wanted to spend making content for my channel now that I was suddenly going to be off for all these days. The other thing I'm going to be hopefully working on in the next week, but now that I've lost my sheet, I don't know, is rolling out my kitted up Josephine wall from Diamond Painting Deutschland. I'll be working on the Bubble Fairy. I've had her kitted up since before I started my channel. And I think I'm going to do an overview of what I kitted up and just to show you the before canvas. And let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. I don't know how much blinging up I will do on that kit. I don't think I'm going to do crystals. I think I'm going to use ABs. Although I might change my mind. And I've been known to do that. That's pretty normal for me. So I'm just going to finish off the window here. And I've used crystals all in here. Let's see. Can't really get it any closer, can I? Let's try this. One. Woohoo! Look at that. Let's try it two. No. Well, I guess that's kind of okay. You can really see what I've been doing. And I'm just going to fill in those twos, which is an AB, because I have them and they're paid for. And this is not like a die-hard picture for me. This is just a little filler in snack. I've never worked on anything this small, and it's actually quite fun. There's a lot of satisfaction in the completion of it after working on such big ones all the time. I'm going to zoom back out. There we go. So I'm going to leave you with that. And then I hope you enjoyed my little Christmas whip and chat. I think it might have ended up being a little longer than I thought, because once I start talking, I don't know when to stop. TMI, right? So Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you like and subscribe. And I will see you out there